Hello geometry students. Here's a video of example 2 for geometry topic 4 lesson 5. We're going to study the hypotenuse leg theorem. Remember, we're dealing with right triangles now, and the hypotenuse is the side that's across from the right angle. So in this case, MN is the hypotenuse and PQ is the hypotenuse. If the hypotenuse and one leg of a right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and leg of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. It's a special case. You might notice that it's set up for a side-side angle, which is not a way to prove triangles are congruent, but it turns out if it's a right triangle that it does. Mainly because if it's a right triangle, all three sides are congruent. If you know two sides are congruent, then you know the third side's congruent, and from that you can use side angle side. Moving on. Ashton is washing windows using a 10-foot ladder. For the first window, the ladder reaches the window when he places the base of the ladder at the rose bush. How can he determine where to place the ladder to be sure it reaches the last window? He's not sure. There's not like a rose bush type thing. How can he know where to place it to match up just right? Common error. What we're going to discuss are for right triangles, so be sure that you're dealing with right triangles. We have the house and the ground, which in 95% of the homes is a right angle. The ground, the ladder, and the side of the house form a right triangle. When Ashton moves the ladder, there'll be another right triangle. He wants AH to equal BK. If the two triangles are congruent, then he knows AH is congruent to BK from the CP-CTC if he knows these two are congruent. RH equals SK. If RH equals SK, then the two triangles are congruent by the hypotenuse leg theorem. Thus, by placing the base of the ladder the same distance away from the house as the rose bush, the ladder will reach the last window. So he knows if he comes out this exact distance, that ladder will end up coming right onto the window like it did for this one, because of hypotenuse leg. Again, the hypotenuse is the 10 feet, the leg is the SK. You only need a hypotenuse and a leg if it's a right triangle. It's the hypotenuse leg theorem that we just went over, that we're just learning in this section. So here we have two right triangles, but we don't know the hypotenuse and the leg. Okay? What information is needed in order to apply the hypotenuse leg theorem? What would we need to know? Well, click pause if you want to try it on your own. For hypotenuse leg, we need to know the hypotenuse and a leg. Here's the hypotenuse is 9, but we don't know a leg. And here we know a leg is 5, but we don't know the hypotenuse. So what would we need to know? I think we would need to know that the hypotenuse in this, that PR is 9. And if PR is 9, then we could say they're congruent if MN were 5, right? If the two shortest sides were the same and the two hypotenuses were the same, then we could say that we could use the hypotenuse leg theorem. In order to apply the hypotenuse leg theorem, it's necessary for MN to be 5 and PR to be 9. Okay? Believe it or not, from that, you should be able to handle all of these problems: 17, 18, 21, 23, 25, 9, 12, and 26. That's it for this video. Have a great day.